This episode is about things going wrong, so this is your trigger warning if you've ever had a skein of yarn not cooperate. I'm trying to choose my words nicely. And struggle with a new to you pattern. You've been warned. Hi everyone, and welcome to My Pink Bathtub. My name is Diane. It is August the 3rd, and this month we are celebrating August acquisitions, and I'll get into more detail about that very soon. But in the meantime, housekeeping. I live in Canada, in the center of Canada, in the province of Manitoba. I am retired and I live on an acreage with my husband, Hubs. And now we are just enjoying the slow living life. I am heavily involved in my crafting, particularly knitting, and Hubs is a musician and he has a music studio where he spends most of his days. And it is perfect. It's a dream. This month I have a personal goal to myself to knit or complete one pair of mittens a day for my markets that are coming very quickly starting in October. For those of you that don't know, I am My Pink Bathtub on Instagram. I sell hand knit mittens, particularly animal mittens, to the public. And I do anywhere from toddler to adult size and a couple other fun things in between. I had really good intentions this month. I really wanted to do a Knit That Stash. So apologies to those of you that I mentioned I was going to do one. I'm recognizing that there's way too many things I want to do that I shouldn't be doing right now. And that is one of them. I need to buckle down and concentrate on making stock. And I do have 2 Knit That Stash episodes already planned. The enemy is time. It really is. There's no way I can take the time to work on that right now. And I'll explain to you more in this episode because it is about making a mitten a day. I didn't get a pair of mittens completed on the 1st of August, but I did get 2 pairs done the second day. And throughout this month, I'll just be showing you the pairs of mittens that I make or finish every day. One of my monthly projects throughout the year is to work on my Anthology throw. Anthology throw is a knit pattern, a paid-for pattern by Helen Stewart. I will put the link below. And I am knitting up my yarn from my Advent box, my holiday box from Tangled Poets. Each month I add 2 colors to the blanket, and I did get mine started. The colors are very similar, the 2 colors. This is color number 1. And I have added it to my blanket. I'm just on the 2nd row. And this is color number 2. That was the easy part so far this week because I had a bit of a hiccup. I don't want to say it was a meltdown because it hasn't been yet, but I'm very, very frustrated to the point that my husband has had to talk me off of the ledge.
I'm so tired. I know your headaches. I know you're tired. I know your nerves are as raw as meat in a butcher's window. But think what you're trying to accomplish. Just think what you're dealing with.
Many of you know that I am doing a sock-along with my friend Alice from Sox-a-Long Alice. Each month we knit a pair of socks. Well, I didn't knit one last month because I was stressed out about my market knitting. And this month so far, my friends, is not going very well. It's not. No, it's only the 3rd of August. I have the whole month, but I have a bit of a hiccup. I had pulled this gorgeous yarn from Patrick Knits. Just beautiful, very excited to knit it. And I was very excited to start knitting a brand new, to me, pattern called the Simple Skype Socks. I don't know if you are like me, but when I start a new pattern, I find I don't read it correctly very often, and this is exactly what happened to me. But before we talk about the pattern, let's talk about the yarn. Again, absolutely gorgeous. I'm showing you it before because things went sideways. Things went sideways fast. I have a fairly new Amish Swift, and sometimes it works great, and sometimes I find I struggle with it a little bit. I caked up the two little hanks for my Anthology throw. They have around 30 grams of yarn, so I was kind of getting in the groove of caking them up. Everything was going great, and I thought, well, I'm going to do my sock yarn so I can start my project. There was only one tie in the hank. I've never experienced that before. I'm not blaming the dyer at all. This is all on me. But it was twisted. It was twisted when I put it on the Swift. And I tried to turn it and untwist it, and I just wasn't being successful. So I took it off. And that is when the problems began. And unfortunately, it became a hot mess really quickly. And it's been a gong show. I did manage to ball up half of it. I did weigh it, and it's almost 50 grams. So I thought, well, I'm just going to start the sock. And I've been working on trying to unravel it. I don't want to have to cut it up more than I need to because it is a self-striping yarn. And Hubs really noticed I was struggling last night when I said, that's it, I'm done, I'm going to bed. I mean, I didn't even knit yesterday. I was just working on this, which was a disaster. He said, well, give it to me. I'll see if I can unwind it for you. And I said, well, you cannot, under any circumstances, cut this yarn, but here you go. He's a musician. He has a lot of gear, wires and cables and cords that he uses on a regular basis, and he says he's always untangling that. How hard could it be? It's fingering weight yarn. And when it starts rubbing together, it kind of felts together in some spots, so you got to be careful. I did have visions of waking up in the morning and having this beautiful little ball, second ball of yarn sitting there waiting for me, but alas, it didn't happen. But the balls were larger. I fell in love with him all over again. The fact that he would even offer to untangle the yarn. I do have two balls. I'm working at both ends with it, but I'm kind of under the theory that I might only be doing one sock this month because I just don't have it in me, you guys. I just don't have it in me. I'm starting to feel stressed about my markets. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. And yes, we can get through it. He said there was a couple really big knots and he needed a needle. And I'm like, yeah, you would need a needle. But maybe he'll work on it more for me. But right now I'm thinking I might just knit this one sock and put this away in this bag for another day. I'm totally embarrassed to even tell you that this happened to me, but I think this is the reality of knitting and crocheting and fiber arts, is that we come upon stumbling blocks at times. And how do we deal with them? Well, we either do or we don't. And I am right now knitting a single sock for the sock-a-long this month because there's other things to do.
Why are you only wearing one sock? I never thought I'd say that statement so many times.
I have the pattern here. I got the cuff done. I am loving the yarn. I got the cuff done. Well, I actually got a little bit more than the cuff done, but I had to rip it back twice. And if you've ever had to rip back fingering weight yarn, you know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I just cannot read patterns when I start new ones. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. But that Skype or skip, however you say it, stitch, when it's said to yarn over and then to pass the slip stitch over 2 stitches. I only put the yarn in the front and didn't wind it around to the back of the needle. So I was only passing it over 1. And I did this for a few rounds when I noticed I was receiving a hole. When I do a yarn over, I just put the yarn in the front. That to me is called my yarn over, because the next stitch you're knitting, and that will put the yarn over the back. For some reason, I just don't automatically wind it around the back of the needle. I just put the yarn in the front. And for this pattern, the yarn had to be put in the front and then put over the needle so that it was at the back of the needle before you pass the slip stitch over. So of course, Alice was out at the trailer. I had to send an emergency text and say, I don't understand why I'm getting holes in this. I don't understand the concept of passing it over 2 stitches. It didn't even dawn on me that my yarn should be at the back. And I had to pull it back around 8 rows. Then I did it again and it looked great. But then one of my Skype stitches dropped for some reason, and I lost the yarn over and I couldn't figure out how to pick it up, so I had to pull it back again. So this is where we're at. It's not going well over here. It is what it is. Even though I struggled with learning this new stitch, I've done it a few times to feel confident that I can do this sock pattern. So I'm proud to say that I think I got it.
She's got it. I think she's got it. By George, she's got it. By George, she's got it.
My 2 projects for the month besides knitting mittens. So it's August 3rd. Let's see the first 3 mittens that I've finished for the month, because I did luckily have bin of mittens made that weren't finished, and that is part of my rule, is to get the mitten completely done, tagged, and in the mitten bin for sale. August is my birthday month. It's at the end of August, so there's no big celebrations or anything going on here. But I like to milk it as much as I possibly can for the month of August, and I have perhaps purchased some items for myself. My gifts to self, as well as my gift from Hubs has arrived. So throughout this month, we're going to call it August Acquisitions, and I'm going to share with you a little bit each episode. I'll probably just put an episode out a week for August of something that I've either bought for myself or received as a gift, and I think that's fun. Let's start with something I purchased for myself. One is a Yarny acquisition and one is not, so let's start. I was on Amazon looking for a gift for a friend when I decided it was time to buy a gift for myself. Also, I needed the minimum amount for free shipping, so I was being, in girl math terms, fiscally responsible, and I bought myself a puzzle. And look, it's foxes. It's foxes, Abbey Road foxes. I love it. If you don't know, I love foxes. We usually have a fox family on our property every year, but this year they decided not to move in for whatever reason. So this is a 500-piece puzzle. I'm just going to put it aside. I'm eventually going to do a fox month where I'm doing nothing but fox knitting, fox puzzle, fox crafts, including a Woobles kit that I received last year for my birthday from Adele, not the singer. Adele sent me a lovely Woobles kit to make or attempt to make out of crochet. So I feel I'm going to have to do a whole month of fox stuff, but I think I'm going to have to wait till after my markets because that is acquisition for birthday gift number 1. Color of My Fiber, which is a Quebec dyer her name is Barbara. She has an Etsy store. I will link it below. Had a 50% off sale. It was a moving sale. Now, I don't know if she's going to continue to dye yarn. She was just doing a big clear out because, she sounds like she's moving. But I thought I would take advantage of this, and I ended up purchasing myself some alpaca Surrey yarn. Let's take a look at it. Everything was 50% off. So we're talking $16 to $18 a skein is what I paid for this. This is the first one. It is called Mouse Gray, and it is 75% brushed Surrey, 25% alpaca. Oh, no. It is 75% brushed Surrey alpaca and 25% mulberry silk, and it is 300 meters, 50 grams, and it is a lace weight. Feels amazing. The second one I bought for myself, happy birthday, is this one. Same specs, you got 75% brushed Surrey alpaca, 25% mulberry. Lace weight, 300 meters, so this is 600 meters so far. And then I bought these two. I thought they would all look rather nice together, possibly in a bigger project. This one, the color is called Twilight Teal. This one was called Teal number 2. This one is called Twilight Teal. It is 75% baby Surrey alpaca again, 25% mulberry silk, and this has 400 meters per 50 grams, and there's 2 of them, so this is 800 meters. So this was an unexpected gift that I bought myself. I do have some dark blue, I think it's an alpaca Barocco yarn that I feel like I could pair this with. That would be beautiful. In other news, I would like to announce that I now have 4 future pen pals. I came home from the trailer and went to the mail, and there was a postcard, a birthday card, and a letter in the mail. And then I had another friend email me about writing letters. Unfortunately, we're not too sure what's going on as of yet with the Canada Post negotiations. I do know that they voted against the last offer that Canada Post had put up. I think it was their final offer, so I don't know what's going on. I just want to wait a little bit before I start writing back to people. And Wendy, if you could please send me an email, I would appreciate it, because I did email everyone else telling them why I was waiting. Other than that, I am going to work on my mittens and work on my single sock. And I usually do my anthology throw in the evening. It's just a nice, easy knit to watch in front of the television. I'm going to come back to you next Sunday and report my mittens, how they're doing or not doing. And there'll be another acquisition to share with you. So I hope everyone is doing well. And until next time, my friends, be well and bye for now.